were people deported from our country, not for criticizing America, but for criticizing Israel. What? It's illegal in many states, I think the majority now, to participate in BDS, a boycott of Israel. In Florida, it's illegal to criticize Israel. And they'll lie and say, no, yes, it is. It's a hate crime. If you compare the Israeli government to the Nazis, that's a hate crime. Well, by the way, I'm an American. I can say whatever I want about anything, I believe, first of all. Second, I can certainly criticize a foreign country in any way I choose. Nope, not in Florida. So, and other states. So that just Texas as well. So that it's like you don't even care about my country, or you care about it less than you care about a foreign country, in which case you're my enemy. Why would I support you? You're literally my enemy. It doesn't mean I'm going to hurt you or anything, but I'm certainly not going to send you money or carry your water or make excuses for your creepy adultery or whatever the price of admission is here. I'm not getting involved in that. Up yours, actually. You're the criminal. They try to make the person who points out their crimes feel like the criminal. And it's like, no. It's not a crime to criticize genocide in Gaza. It should be a crime to commit genocide in Gaza.
Exactly.
I'm not the murderer here. I'm not the person making excuses for blowing the limbs off kids. You are. So I just refuse, because I am 57. I've sort of aged out of this. I just refuse to be told that up is down and down is up. Black is white, white is black. I'm just not going to play along with that. No. Killing kids is worse than criticizing the killing of kids. And I'm never going to change my view, ever. I'm against any hatred of people on the basis of their blood. That's why I'm not Israeli. It's why I disagree with what's happening in Gaza. I don't think you should kill people just because they're Arab. Yes, I'm super mad about what's happening in Gaza. I think the Israeli government's disgusting. I don't hate Jews at all, but I hate our relationship with Israel.
So read this. They haven't stopped. Ceasefire. Oh my gosh. This video is going to be a little graphic at the end of it, just warning you.
والعالم حتى هذه اللحظة ينظر. العالم يتفرج على أطفالنا وهم يقتلون. هذه المشاهد متى ستنتهي في غزة؟ متى ستنتهي مشاهد قتل أطفالنا؟ إلى متى ستنتهي مشاهد قتل أطفال غزة؟ يا عالم، يا ضمائر، يا مسلمين، يا عرب، يا هؤلاء.
Here's another one in Gaza if you haven't seen it before.
يا رب يا ساتر، يا رب يا رب، قصف مربع كامل في مواسي خان يونس. حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل، حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل.
السلطان هادي، السلطان، السلطان.
And this next one, viewer discretion is advised. This is the realities of what we, America, are allowing to happen to these people.
مسحت من السجن المدني والعالم حتى هذه اللحظة ينظر. العالم يتفرج على أطفالنا وهم يقتلون. هذه المشاهد متى ستنتهي في غزة؟ متى ستنتهي مشاهد قتل أطفالنا؟ إلى متى ستنتهي مشاهد قتل أطفال غزة؟ يا عالم، يا ضمائر، يا مسلمين، يا عرب، يا هؤلاء أطفالنا يقتلون. ما ذنبهم حتى يقتلوا؟ ولماذا يقتلوا؟ لماذا يقتل هؤلاء الذين تحضروا لأن يناموا في برد قارس؟ أرادوا أن يناموا بحضن أمهم لكنهم قتلوا.
America, do you not think that exact thing is going to happen to us? Do you not think that Israel, the little terrorist state, do you not think they hate us just as much as they hate them? They hate all of you. And because we are funding this and staying silent on it, we will reap what we are sowing. If we do not repent and reconcile immediately, America will look like Gaza and Lebanon. Mark my words.
Welcome to tonight's show. It's called Once You See It, You Can't Unsee It, on July 2nd, 2026.
Now, of course, July is for Julius, and we all know about that story. And the very first Julius Caesar took on, they used to take on many titles. One of his titles was the High Priest of Christ, because Christ was a term back then. It hadn't become a religion yet. But anyway, July is for Julius. And sometimes July because you have to, you know what I'm saying? But today's date is 7.2. So there's a cool Hollywood story. It's in the Bible book, and you can either take it or leave it. But the Bible book, it's got 72 angels that stayed back in the throne area where God, quote unquote, God is. And then 27 of them dropped into the mortal world. They're called the 27 fallen angels. So what's cool is 7 and 2 is 9, 2 and 7 is 9, and 27 and 72 is 99. So there seems to be a missing piece somewhere. But that's one cool thing about these Hollywood stories. They always leave you hanging like the cat in the poster back in the 60s. But anyway, the deception world from the kitty cat on the poster in the 60s that said, hang in there, baby. That's basically the medical world. Keep you functioning but sick. So once you say it, you can't unsay it is what we're about to talk about. We're seeing a subconscious implant or subtle persuasion that's being set deep into our cognition. And in the current environment, we're being delivered information overloads, whether they're truth or deceptions. Imagine the stream of communiques or media that you expose yourself and attend to each day, and that the deception may be around 90%.
Deception is a vehicle that takes you into a matrix world that is not real, not supported by natural order, a place where most everything you see or hear is a web of deception.
It feels
like we are being swallowed by a deluge of deception. How do we escape being entrapped?
Well, let me ask you a question. If you find yourself hooked on one of them peephole movie shows and you spent like 6, 8, 10 hours a day there staring into the peephole movies, you might recognize that that's what the problem that you're having is, that you're spending too much time at the peephole movies. So the easy way to fix that would be to stop spending so much time at the peephole movies. So, you know, everything's pretty obvious and in plain sight when you really think about it. Now, there was this vaccine or Vex, you know, Vex is like a hex. So there was a vaccine, you know, people put themselves in vexes with alcohol and drugs and dancing and all kinds of different ways. But there's another kind where they put a pointing instrument right through your skin. They shoot fluid inside you. That's called a vaccine too. So there's always been a threat of mandatory vaccines and always been arguments against mandatory vaccines. So the actual prediction of mandatory vaccine happened way back in 1914 by the famous philosopher, writer, researcher Rudolf Steiner. He said that someday, probably not in his lifetime, vaccines would cause the removal of spiritual inclination. Now, regarding these data centers, America already had a bunch before Mr. Trump took second, third term, well, whatever it is, second or third term. And, you know, like he put out the $500 billion to the police state, private corporations to mix it up with the military and the government. You remember that? So these data centers are actually bandwidth servers. And they're portal centers to basically open up pathways to extra dimensional minions of AI. Maybe might even look like aliens to us, but at least you could call them foreign entities because that's not as scary. So when the foreign entities come to Earth, or if this is allowed for these portals to open, their intention, according to all the policy papers and patents, because they have to tell us in plain sight what they're up to according to natural laws of nature. Their intention is to harness humans as pets and commodities.
You see you and me, and we are the highest treasure and resource in this universe. You simply were never told or lied to. The founders of America were secret society occultists and deists and spiritualists, not Christians. The founders famously and often renounced Christianity in their writings. America's first president, G.W., was a Freemason. Washington joined the fraternity at age 20 and eventually served as the worshipful master of his lodge while simultaneously leading the nation as president.
So, America and Vatican are like besties and twins. And some of the faces of the Freemasons, like their boss is like the Vatican, the Club of Rome. And some of their faces are the USA and Israel and Russia and England, which is known as the Crown. But it's all controlled down there at the Vatican and their chief. So they have their own agencies that just work around them, just like USA has a bunch of agencies. Like you might have heard of the Jesuits, like I suit. So the Jesuits played a major role, believe it or not, in staging the American Revolution, but not as it truly happened, as a Hollywood story, and the Masonic foundation of the nation that followed, USA, or should we say Medusa. But its destination, according to all accounts, is to become a raising of New Babylon.
We would talk about Facebook, but let's talk about the Twitter Bluebird. Is it a coincidence that the precursor to the CIA's MKUltra program was called Project Bluebird, and Twitter's original logo was literally just a blue bird before it later became X, which is a nod to Nimrod, Osiris? Bluebird was mind control and behavioral modification objectives that parallel what Twitter, or X, actively pursue through algorithmic control, dopamine-driven feeds, and fear-based content.
Let's put it this way. If you was to drive your car or your spaceship, whatever, balloon, about 50 miles up and look down at Earth and what the people were doing, you would see that there's mind control operators and then there's the victims of it. So this is all mind control. All these social media outlets, they're all started and run by the military. I mean, what are you going to do? That's the way it is. They don't need secret mind control programs anymore, but they still use them. But this Stockholm syndrome, where the kidnapped victim becomes okay with his kidnapping, is well entrenched into the minds of the users of dollars and the system. The gay tech mafia and the globalist-run, globalist-funded Mockingbird media deliver the same type of harmonics and resonance through psychological effects as the agencies called CIA MKUltra.
Today, MKUltra targets individuals, but mind control techniques and infrastructure of IoT and IOB and wideband have been scaled to a ubiquitous populace-wide level by way of voluntary and glorified embracing and participation in the internet and social media and truth conspiracies, which have become minefields of psychological persuasion and emotional manipulation and gender confusion and perception warping, identity fragmentation, and more. And more, and more, and more, because the main effect, now you have to go 100 miles up in the air and look down to see this, but the main effect is to hold your attention. Because if your attention wasn't being held so loudly with so much glitters, then you would hear a very loud call from inside your heart. The only reason it's quiet is because of your attention to all the noise. Essence and senses have the same sounds and letters due to divine coincidence. The word suffer is a map to losing all fear and embracing every righteous motive. Before God appeared, God was still and nothing from our lens. Big Bang Theory. Yeah, the Big Bang Theory, the BBT. I was just thinking about how it was that. Perfectly explains the gamma burst of creation. God is fully knowable in its expressions. Its give and take equals cause and effect. We humans are the personified. God is not a persona or a judge. That is a Hollywood story, 100% validated via observation, the observation of natural order and nature itself, including your anatomy and stories.
And that's because natural order is self-evident and speaks on its own. But observation is required to validate it. So it is possible to have eyes that can't see it. We ourselves as a team lost our pains and fears and anxieties and judgments since we came to know nature and God as a couple. The fire, quote unquote, is your motive and your desires that naturally form, but they get replaced by suggestions from the world, the noise, and religions, who are the kings of fatalism with their partners in Hollywood.
There are many gods of power that have formed between our mental plane and the most unique one creator of all things. Sins are actually natural signs, and signs like the waves. Bible is 100% Hollywood and distortions.
So the word human gets trashed a lot, but if you look at the old meaning of hum, the first part of human, it means land, or land of. And the root an is based in the letter N. It's the same as the phonetic spelling of the letter N, E-N. It's based in the consonant N. And this letter N means the child. It's the land of the N, or the child. It's just like in the word man. It means the closed mouth sound of M, or where you have to close your mouth and voice inwardly. And then the bursting out of the N, the child. The is the magnet essence point in the heart. And the N is the child, making man.
EN is the phonetic spelling of the letter N, and N. And it is the 13th and central counting from A or from Z, when J is undefined. And now a convo.
Well, this is about the word void to start off with.
The word void.
The void. Everybody wonders about the void.
Yeah.
Now, one good thing is we get to meet the void every night when we go to sleep. So happy voiding, I guess you could say. But anyway, let's look at the word void and the idea of void for a moment.
Void means empty or unoccupied, too empty. Also Old French voidier, to empty, to drain, to abandon, evacuate. All evidence of the most unique one is found on the lines in the pages and the voicing of speech. Do you recognize opposites that bind our existence? Define means create a boundary and limits, or to contain. Science recognizes the stillness before the movement, the Big Bang, and the wave functions or ions behind all matter, animate or inanimate. Science recognizes an absolute center infinitesimal point without being capable of capturing or identifying it. Science measures the effects of the source. They acknowledge there is a source and that it is uncapturable or definable. Science proves a creator, designer, maintainer is real and viable in the continuum. Science even argues on Argues
and agrees.
And agrees on a unified field, dark matter, and an etheric field of ether within the air we breathe and immerse in.
So there's a lot of agreement, but obviously there's a lot of disagreement. Like when you observe people who hate God, they're doing so to avoid hating themselves, or as an extension of hating themselves, they look for a scapegoat. It's a pure act of narcissism that results from a pile or a mountain of shame. It's such an easy problem to resolve, but self-pity and wallowing in it become a habit, and it's a hard habit to break. Did you know that 7 is trying to say two different ideas: to sever the N, the child, or to save the N, the child. The 1 through 9 sequence is in 3 sets: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we save the N or do we sever the N? Right now we end everything at 7 and die, start over at 1 again. What do we do? Do we save the N or do we sever the N? In the 3 sets seen in the 1 through 9 scale, we're in the 4, 5, 6, right in the middle. May I ask you, why did 7 eat 9? Suffer.
The word suffer, you have suff equals sub and ignore, turn away from, extinguish, and fur equals fire, the motive, the inner will. Turn toward fire to win, away from to face fear and suffering. And someone said, what's winning? And we said, completing the 3 stages of humanity and aggregating them to your story and parity: unity, separation, and aggregation.
USA!
And their response was, those seem mutually exclusive. How could one have unity and separation? And we said, the record player and the history of it demonstrate how contention or separations work in parity with unity.
You know, strife comes from the primordial goddess in Greek named Eris, E-R-I-S, the goddess of strife. In the mirror, that's sire, by the way. Now, strife is the same as contention or movement or separations because they all have the same value. Contention can only stay in form if it has an axis or a fulcrum to keep it from flying away from its contentions. The unified force of the axis makes the contentious forms viable to be in form. Contention is natural. Conflict is a man-made construction in his attempts to master and mold realities. Strife, separations, and conflict are the same value in the way that darkness and invisible are the same value. In other words, without unknowns, the knowns would not have the same attraction.
Contention is natural to human existence. Duality is a mental construction, as is conflict. When someone asked, what is the cure to selfishness of other people, greed, and abuse?
Did that user say other people?
Yeah.
He wants to cure other people first? Uh-oh. Well, anyway, his question was, what is the cure to selfishness of other people's greed and abuse?
We said, win this lifetime. Be for something. Reject being against. Be for. Perspectives are born from values determined. Your will is in total, complete control of all matters. Speech bends realities. The rulers know all too well. Coincidences are part of a procession of events. Ask me for the order of the events that lead to coincidences.
Please tell.
Well, coincidences are preceded by circumstances, which are preceded by outcomes of choices, which are preceded by the will, which is preceded by nothingness, or God itself. We are each partners with God. The word cycles equals psi plus calls.
Psychological selection.
You are in 100% control of your reality.
And that's because you own your mental plane of existence, but it's paired with your energetic plane of existence and your physical plane of existence. So in this way, you're a triune being of an ethereal nature or energetic, a physical nature, and a mental nature. So the psychological selection is not only exploits the leaning into the mental plane, but it also finds the ones who see their true nature of 3 planes of existence.
And contention is natural, and conflict is Hollywood. What is gender? It means the common force contending with the charged force, with the neutral multiplier in the center point between them. Gender is the format of all life in this universe. Element.
Element. Now, if you add ality to that, the action of, then it's elementality.
Elementality.
Isn't that something? Well, you've heard of elemental.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is add a little itty to it. So something that's elemental, if you add an itty to it, then it becomes elementality. So that's a lot of root words to put together, but I think we can do it. So let's give it a shizot.
Well, it means the common, it's right, it's broken down into L plus A plus ment plus ality. Elementality. It means the common force contending with the charged force, with the neutral multiplier in the center point between them. You have ethereal, physical, and mental. Ment-ality. Seek, the word, is C plus K, and K is the key.
So sometimes when you see something, you can seize something. So to seek, you seek to seize. So you not only want to see the K, you want to own the complete meaning of the K. It means ice, the straight line, and fire, the bent lines, and the mystery of the universe itself holding them together. So seek is a map to see K, or the true format of you and the universe.
Say 10 means 1 and 0, or duality. It is a facade over natural contention. We can overcome this simple gesture trick. Say 10 wants us to choose sides and fight each other. Your soul is your power source, and you are occupying a great and unlimited power. This great power you occupy comes with an obligation that most parents and institutions fail to guide the child to. Even when they try, they are surrounded by liars and wolves who manage the lies and the false truths and remedies. Discernment is born to you, and it is your greatest ally and weapon. Monster means mon star, or my star, and stir, S-T-E-R, means star. We observe that language proves parity in all things that appear in nature. Each thought is for something, whether it is a hero, a villain, or self-power. Each has a will or mediator that decides all fates for them in their choices of what to focus on.